What if I told you that an ancient civilization, long forgotten by many, holds the key to some of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world? Meet the Phoenicians, often called the mystery merchants of antiquity. These master traders, sailors, and innovators left behind a legacy so profound that it still echoes in our modern world. From their enigmatic origins to their revolutionary contributions to writing, navigation, and trade, the Phoenicians were the architects of countless secrets that shaped history. But what exactly were these mysteries, and how did they influence the world as we know it? In this video, we're diving deep into 25 Phoenician mysteries that changed the course of ancient history. Get ready to uncover the hidden stories of their legendary cities, groundbreaking inventions, and the secrets they carried across the seas. Stick around, because by the end of this journey, you'll see the ancient world in a whole new light, and you might just discover how the Phoenicians' legacy is still alive today. Let's unravel the mysteries together. Now, turning to the very foundation of the Phoenician story, we find ourselves grappling with one of the most intriguing puzzles of their legacy, their origins. Where did the Phoenicians come from, and how did they rise to prominence? Scholars have long debated this question, with many tracing their roots back to the Canaanites, an ancient people who inhabited the Levant, a region that includes modern-day Lebanon, Israel, and parts of Syria. The Canaanites were known for their advanced urban centers and complex societies, and it's widely believed that the Phoenicians emerged as a distinct group from within this cultural melting pot. Yet, their early history remains shrouded in mystery, with no single origin story that everyone agrees on. Some theories suggest they were seafarers who gradually settled along the coast, while others argue they were a product of local Canaanite cities evolving over time. This uncertainty only adds to their enigmatic allure, making the Phoenicians a civilization whose beginnings are as fascinating as their achievements. As we explore their early settlements in the Levant, we see how their strategic coastal cities like Byblos and Sidon became thriving hubs of trade and innovation. These cities not only laid the groundwork for their maritime empire, but also preserved the mysteries of their origins, leaving us to piece together the puzzle of where they truly began. Their uncertain beginnings set the stage for a civilization that would go on to influence the ancient world in ways we are still uncovering today. Now, shifting our focus to one of the most transformative contributions of the Phoenicians, we delve into the remarkable legacy of their alphabet. While their origins may be shrouded in mystery, their influence on written communication is unmistakably profound. The Phoenician alphabet, developed around 1200 BCE, was a groundbreaking innovation that simplified writing by using a limited set of symbols to represent sounds rather than complex pictograms or hieroglyphs. This system of 22 letters was not only easier to learn but also more efficient for recording information, making it a game-changer in the ancient world. The Greeks adapted the Phoenician alphabet, adding vowels to create their own script, which later became the foundation for the Latin alphabet used in much of Europe today. This ripple effect continued, with the Latin script evolving into the writing systems of modern languages such as English, French, and Spanish. Beyond its structural innovation, the Phoenician alphabet revolutionized communication by enabling the spread of ideas, trade agreements, and historical records across vast distances. It became a vital tool for merchants, scholars, and leaders, bridging cultures and fostering connections across the Mediterranean and beyond. Without this ingenious system, the way we write, read, and share knowledge today would look drastically different. The Phoenician alphabet stands as a testament to their ingenuity, proving that even the simplest ideas can have the most far-reaching impact. As we continue to unravel their mysteries, it's clear that their contribution to written language remains one of the most enduring legacies of this enigmatic civilization. Now, turning to one of the most iconic cities of the ancient world, we uncover the story of Tyre, a jewel in the Phoenician crown. Nestled along the Mediterranean coast, Tyre was renowned for its maritime excellence, serving as a bustling hub of trade and innovation. Its strategic location made it a gateway between the east and west, with ships laden with goods like cedar wood, textiles, and the coveted Tyrian purple dye. This luxurious dye, extracted from the murex shellfish, became a symbol of power and wealth, adorning the robes of kings and emperors across the ancient world. Tyre's mastery of the seas was unmatched, with its skilled sailors and sturdy ships navigating vast trade networks that stretched from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic. However, the city's golden age faced a formidable challenge in the form of Alexander the Great. Determined to conquer Tyre, Alexander employed ingenious tactics, including the construction of a causeway to breach the city's island fortress. After a grueling siege, Tyre fell in 332 BCE, marking the beginning of its decline. Yet, the legacy of Tyre endures in the annals of history, symbolizing the resilience and ingenuity of the Phoenician people. As we explore its rise and fall, we gain a deeper understanding of how this once mighty city shaped the ancient world. Shifting our focus to another cornerstone of Phoenician civilization, we delve into the enigmatic city of Sidon. Known as one of the oldest and most influential Phoenician city-states, Sidon played a pivotal role in the ancient world's trade networks. Positioned along the eastern Mediterranean coast, it became a bustling center for commerce, exporting goods such as glass, pottery, and textiles across the known world. Sidon's artisans were particularly celebrated for their skill in glassmaking, a craft so advanced that it earned them a reputation as pioneers in the field. But the mysteries of Sidon extend beyond its economic prowess. The city was also a hub of religious activity, home to temples dedicated to deities like Baal and Astarte. These gods were central to Phoenician spiritual life, and Sidon's sacred sites were places of worship and ritual that remain shrouded in intrigue. Archaeological excavations have uncovered remnants of these temples, along with elaborate tombs and artifacts that hint at the city's rich cultural heritage. Yet, despite these discoveries, much about Sidon's daily life and governance remains unknown, leaving historians with more questions than answers. From its thriving markets to its sacred spaces, Sidon stands as a testament to the Phoenicians' ability to blend commerce, culture, and spirituality in ways that continue to captivate us today. Now, let's uncover the secrets behind one of the Phoenicians' most legendary contributions, the creation of Tyrian purple. This vibrant dye, renowned for its deep, rich hue, became a symbol of power and royalty across the ancient world. But how did the Phoenicians develop such a prized and mysterious product? Legend has it that Tyrian purple was discovered by accident. According to one myth, the god Melkart's dog stumbled upon a murex snail while walking along the shore. When the dog bit into the snail, its mouth turned a striking shade of purple, revealing the potential of this natural dye. The Phoenicians mastered the art of extracting the dye from these murex snails, a process that was both labor-intensive and highly secretive. Thousands of snails were needed to produce even a tiny amount of dye, making it incredibly rare and expensive. The dyeing process itself was equally complex, involving careful extraction, fermentation, and exposure to sunlight to achieve the perfect hue. Because of its cost and exclusivity, Tyrian purple became a status symbol worn by kings, emperors, and high priests. Its association with wealth and power made it a coveted commodity, traded across the Mediterranean and beyond. Yet, despite its prominence, the exact methods used by the Phoenicians to produce this dye remain a mystery. Some ancient texts offer glimpses into the process, but much of the knowledge has been lost to time. The allure of Tyrian purple lies not only in its beauty but also in the ingenuity and secrecy of its creators. This remarkable achievement showcases the Phoenicians' ability to blend nature, science, and artistry, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to fascinate us today. As we shift our focus to the seas, we find another remarkable testament to the Phoenicians' ingenuity, their unparalleled mastery of shipbuilding. The Phoenicians were not just traders and explorers, they were the greatest sailors of their time, and their advanced shipbuilding techniques were the key to their success. Their ships, known for their durability and speed, were marvels of ancient engineering. Crafted from the prized cedar wood of Lebanon, these vessels were designed to withstand long voyages across the Mediterranean and beyond. The Phoenicians developed a unique method of constructing ships, using mortise and tenon joints to ensure strength and stability. This technique allowed their ships to navigate rough waters while carrying heavy cargo, making them the backbone of their vast maritime trade network. But their expertise didn't stop at construction. The Phoenicians were also pioneers in navigation. Unlike many of their contemporaries who relied on staying close to the coast, the Phoenicians ventured into open waters with confidence. They used the stars to guide their journeys, developing early forms of celestial navigation. The North Star, in particular, became a crucial reference point for their sailors, allowing them to travel long distances with remarkable accuracy. This combination of innovative shipbuilding and advanced navigation enabled the Phoenicians to establish a vast trade network that stretched from the eastern Mediterranean to the Atlantic coasts of Europe and Africa. They transported goods like Tyrian purple, glassware, and cedar wood, connecting distant cultures and economies. Their ships became the lifeline of their civilization, enabling them to thrive in a world where the sea was both a challenge and an opportunity. The legacy of Phoenician shipbuilding is a testament to their ability to harness nature's resources and turn them into tools of exploration and commerce. This mastery not only made them the greatest sailors of antiquity, but also laid the foundation for maritime traditions that would shape the course of history. As we set sail into the next chapter of Phoenician mysteries, we encounter the intriguing tale of Hanno the Navigator, a figure whose voyages remain shrouded in both legend and speculation. Hanno was a Carthaginian explorer, a descendant of the Phoenicians, who embarked on one of the most ambitious expeditions of the ancient world. His journey along the west coast of Africa, likely undertaken in the 5th century before the Common Era, was a daring attempt to explore uncharted territories and establish new trade routes. The details of his voyage were recorded in a document known as the Periplus of Hanno, which has fascinated historians for centuries. This account describes a series of settlements founded along the African coast, encounters with indigenous peoples, and sightings of exotic wildlife, including what some believe to have been gorillas. Yet, the accuracy of Hanno's accounts has been a subject of debate. Some scholars argue that the Periplus was exaggerated or embellished, while others see it as a valuable record of early exploration. The descriptions of volcanic activity, rivers, and islands have led to various interpretations of the exact locations he reached. Did Hanno venture as far as modern-day Sierra Leone or even the Gulf of Guinea? The truth remains elusive, adding to the mystery of his journey. What is certain, however, is the significance of his expedition. Hanno's voyage demonstrated the Phoenicians' unparalleled seafaring skills and their relentless drive to explore the unknown. His discoveries, whether fully accurate or not, expanded the horizons of the ancient world and paved the way for future explorers. The story of Hanno the Navigator is a testament to the Phoenician spirit of adventure, a legacy that continues to captivate us today. As we ponder the extent of his travels, we are reminded of the enduring allure of the unknown and the boldness of those who dared to venture beyond the known world. As the story of the Phoenicians unfolds further, we now turn to the rise of the Carthaginian Empire, a powerful testament to their enduring legacy. Carthage, founded in modern-day Tunisia around the 9th century before the Common Era, began as a humble Phoenician colony established by settlers from Tyre. These settlers, driven by the same adventurous spirit that defined their ancestors, sought new opportunities and trade routes along the North African coast. Over time, Carthage grew into a thriving city, becoming the heart of a vast empire that dominated the Western Mediterranean. The Carthaginians inherited the Phoenicians' maritime expertise, expanding their influence through trade, naval power, and strategic alliances. They built a network of colonies and trading posts, stretching from the coasts of Spain to the islands of Sardinia and Sicily. This expansion brought them into direct conflict with another rising power, Rome. The Punic Wars, a series of 3 major conflicts between Carthage and Rome, marked a turning point in ancient history. The First Punic War, fought over control of Sicily, showcased Carthage's naval strength but ended in a costly defeat. The Second Punic War, led by the legendary general Hannibal, saw the Carthaginians launch a daring invasion of Italy, crossing the Alps with elephants and winning several remarkable victories. Yet, despite Hannibal's brilliance, Rome's resilience and strategic alliances ultimately turned the tide. The Third Punic War ended in the complete destruction of Carthage in 146 before the Common Era, leaving the city in ruins and marking the end of Carthaginian dominance. Beyond their military history, the Carthaginians were a unique blend of Phoenician and North African cultures. They worshipped Phoenician gods like Baal Hammon and Tanit, while also incorporating local traditions and practices. Their art, architecture, and language reflected this fusion, creating a distinctive identity that set them apart from their Phoenician ancestors. The Carthaginian Empire, born from Phoenician roots, left an indelible mark on history, shaping the Mediterranean world and influencing the course of civilizations. Their story is a reminder of the enduring impact of the Phoenician legacy, one that continues to captivate and inspire. Now, shifting our focus to the spiritual heart of Phoenician culture, we delve into the sacred groves, places of profound religious significance for this ancient civilization. These groves, often nestled in lush, secluded areas, served as sanctuaries where the Phoenicians connected with their gods through rituals and offerings. Unlike the grand temples of other ancient cultures, the Phoenicians often worshipped outdoors, surrounded by nature, which they believed was imbued with divine presence. The sacred groves were places of mystery and reverence, where the boundaries between the earthly and the spiritual seemed to blur. Here, priests and worshippers performed ceremonies to honor deities like Baal and Astarte, seeking favor, protection, and guidance. Offerings of incense, food, and precious items were made, often accompanied by prayers and chants that echoed through the trees. The groves were also believed to be dwelling places for the gods, making them sites of pilgrimage and spiritual renewal. Despite their importance, much about these groves remains shrouded in mystery. Archaeological evidence is scarce, as the organic materials used in their construction have largely decayed over time. What we do know comes from ancient texts and inscriptions, which describe them as places of awe and solemnity. The Phoenicians' sacred groves not only highlight their deep spiritual connection to nature, but also offer a fascinating glimpse into their religious practices and beliefs, adding another layer to the enigmatic legacy of this ancient civilization. Now, exploring deeper into the spiritual world of the Phoenicians, we turn our attention to their most revered deities, Baal and Astarte. These two figures stood at the center of Phoenician religious life, embodying the forces of nature, fertility, and divine power. Baal, often depicted as a storm god, was believed to control the rains and storms, essential for agriculture and survival in the ancient world. His worship was widespread, with rituals often performed to ensure a bountiful harvest and protection from natural disasters. Astarte, on the other hand, was the goddess of love, fertility, and war, embodying both nurturing and fierce aspects. Her cult was particularly prominent among women, who sought her blessings for childbirth and marital harmony. Together, Baal and Astarte represented the balance of life and death, creation and destruction, and were deeply intertwined with the everyday lives of the Phoenician people. Myths surrounding these deities varied, but they often highlighted their power and influence over both mortals and the natural world. One famous legend tells of Baal's battle with the sea god Yam, symbolizing the struggle between order and chaos. Archaeological evidence of their worship includes inscriptions, statues, and temple remains found across Phoenician cities, offering glimpses into the rituals and devotion that surrounded them. For instance, in ancient Byblos, archaeologists uncovered a temple dedicated to Baal, where offerings of precious metals and animal sacrifices were made. Similarly, in Sidon, Astarte was worshipped with elaborate ceremonies involving music, dance, and the burning of incense. Despite the wealth of artifacts, many aspects of their cults remain mysterious, as much of the Phoenicians' religious practices were passed down orally and later lost. What is clear, however, is the profound impact Baal and Astarte had on Phoenician culture, shaping their worldview and leaving a legacy that continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists today. As we piece together these fragments of the past, we gain a deeper understanding of the spiritual heart of this enigmatic civilization. As we journey further into the legacy of the Phoenicians, we now turn our gaze to their far-flung colonies, scattered across the Mediterranean and beyond. These settlements, from bustling trade hubs to quiet outposts, played a crucial role in spreading Phoenician culture and commerce. Yet, the fates of these colonies remain shrouded in mystery, with some thriving for centuries and others vanishing as if they never existed. Take, for instance, the colonies in modern-day Spain. Gades, known today as Cadiz, was one of their most successful settlements. Strategically located at the crossroads of trade routes, it became a thriving center for commerce, particularly in metals like silver and tin. Its success was no accident. The Phoenicians' expertise in trade and maritime navigation ensured its prosperity. Gades even outlived its Phoenician founders, evolving into a Roman city and continuing to flourish long after the decline of Phoenician power. On the other hand, colonies like those in Malta tell a different story. The Phoenicians established a presence on the island, drawn by its strategic location and natural harbors. Yet, over time, their influence waned and the colony gradually faded into obscurity. Historians speculate that factors like shifting trade routes, competition from other powers, or even natural disasters like earthquakes may have contributed to its decline. What makes these colonies so intriguing is the stark contrast in their fates. While some, like Gades, became enduring centers of culture and commerce, others disappeared without leaving a trace. The reasons behind this remain a mystery. Was it the result of external pressures such as invasions or economic shifts, or did internal factors like political instability or environmental challenges play a role? Archaeological discoveries offer some clues. In Malta, for example, remnants of Phoenician temples and inscriptions have been unearthed, hinting at their once thriving presence. Yet, these findings only deepen the mystery as they raise more questions than answers. Why did some colonies endure while others faded away? What forces shaped their destinies? As we explore these questions, we glimpse the complexity of Phoenician colonization. Their colonies were not just outposts of trade, but also bridges between cultures, spreading ideas, technology, and traditions across the ancient world. Whether they thrived or vanished, each colony left its mark, contributing to the rich tapestry of Phoenician history. With these mysteries in mind, we now shift our focus to another enigma: the challenges of deciphering the Phoenician language, a key to unlocking even more secrets of this remarkable civilization. Now turning to the intriguing puzzle of the Phoenician language, we uncover yet another layer of this civilization's mystery. The Phoenician script, one of the earliest known alphabets, was revolutionary in its simplicity and efficiency, yet deciphering it has posed significant challenges for historians and linguists alike. Unlike the complex hieroglyphs of Egypt or the cuneiform of Mesopotamia, the Phoenician alphabet consisted of just 22 characters, each representing a consonant. This innovation paved the way for modern writing systems, but it also left behind questions about its full use and nuances. key inscriptions have been instrumental in unlocking some of these mysteries. Among the most important are the Byblos inscriptions discovered in the ancient city of Byblos, a major Phoenician center. These texts, carved into stone and metal, provide glimpses into the language's structure and vocabulary. However, their brevity and the lack of vowel markings make interpretation difficult. Without vowels, the exact pronunciation and meaning of many words remain uncertain, leaving scholars to piece together the puzzle from context and comparisons with related languages. Another critical discovery is the Nora stone found on the island of Sardinia. This inscription, though short, offers valuable clues about the spread of the Phoenician language and its adaptation in distant colonies. It also hints at the interconnectedness of the ancient Mediterranean world, where trade and cultural exchange flourished. Yet, even with these finds, much of the Phoenician language remains a mystery, with large gaps in our understanding of its grammar and everyday usage. What these inscriptions do reveal, however, is the richness of Phoenician culture. They provide evidence of their religious practices, trade networks, and interactions with neighboring civilizations. For instance, some texts mention offerings to gods like Baal and Astarte, shedding light on their spiritual beliefs. Others record commercial transactions, highlighting their role as master traders. Each inscription is a small window into a civilization that left an indelible mark on history, even if much of their story remains untold. As we continue to decode these ancient texts, we gain not only a deeper understanding of the Phoenicians, but also a greater appreciation for the complexity of their legacy. Their language, though partially lost to time, remains a testament to their ingenuity and influence. With this enigma still unfolding, we now turn our attention to another fascinating aspect of their history: the vast trade networks that connected the Mediterranean and beyond. Now shifting our focus to the vast and intricate web of Phoenician trade routes, we uncover a system that connected the Mediterranean and beyond, shaping the economic and cultural landscape of the ancient world. The Phoenicians, master navigators and traders, established a network that stretched from the coasts of modern-day Lebanon to as far west as Spain, North Africa, and even the British Isles. Their ships carried not only goods but also ideas, technologies, and cultural practices, creating a vibrant exchange that left a lasting impact. At the heart of their trade were key commodities that fueled their economy and elevated their status. Metals like silver, gold, and tin were among their most sought-after items. Tin, in particular, was essential for producing bronze, a material that defined the technological advancements of the time. The Phoenicians sourced these metals from distant regions, including the mines of Spain and the British Isles, showcasing their ability to venture into uncharted territories. Textiles were another cornerstone of their trade. The Phoenicians were renowned for their luxurious fabrics, particularly those dyed with Tyrian purple. This dye, extracted from the murex snail, was so rare and valuable that it became synonymous with royalty and power. Their ability to produce and trade such high-quality textiles not only brought wealth but also solidified their reputation as skilled artisans. Perhaps one of their most significant contributions to trade was cedar wood, harvested from the forests of Lebanon. This durable and aromatic wood was highly prized for shipbuilding, construction, and religious ceremonies. The Phoenicians exported cedar to Egypt, Mesopotamia, and beyond, where it was used to build temples, palaces, and fleets. The trade in cedar wood not only bolstered their economy, but also reinforced their role as indispensable partners to other civilizations. The economic impact of these trade networks was immense. The wealth generated from trade allowed the Phoenician city-states to flourish, funding the construction of grand cities like Tyre and Sidon. It also enabled them to establish colonies and trading posts across the Mediterranean, creating a lasting legacy of influence. Through their trade, the Phoenicians laid the groundwork for the interconnected world we know today, proving that commerce has always been a driving force in shaping human history. As we delve deeper into these hidden secrets of their trade routes, we begin to see just how pivotal the Phoenicians were in bridging distant lands and cultures. Their legacy as traders and navigators continues to inspire, reminding us of the power of connection and exchange. With this in mind, we now turn to the symbolic role of the cedars of Lebanon, a natural resource that was as vital to the Phoenicians as their ships and merchants. Now turning to the towering cedars of Lebanon, we uncover a natural resource that was as vital to the Phoenicians as their ships and merchants. These majestic trees, with their aromatic and durable wood, played a central role in both the economic and cultural life of the Phoenician civilization. The cedars of Lebanon were a symbol of strength and resilience, qualities that the Phoenicians themselves embodied. These trees were not just a source of timber, but also a cornerstone of their identity. The Phoenicians used cedar wood extensively in shipbuilding, crafting vessels that could withstand long voyages across the Mediterranean. The durability and lightness of cedar made it the ideal material for constructing ships that could navigate both open seas and narrow rivers, enabling the Phoenicians to dominate maritime trade. Beyond shipbuilding, cedar wood was highly sought after for constructing temples and palaces. Its aromatic scent and fine grain made it a luxurious material, often reserved for sacred spaces and royal buildings. The Phoenicians exported cedar to neighboring civilizations like Egypt and Mesopotamia, where it was used to build grand structures, including the famous temples of the gods. This trade not only brought immense wealth to the Phoenicians, but also reinforced their reputation as suppliers of the finest materials. The cultural significance of the cedars extended to their religious and symbolic meanings. In Phoenician mythology, the cedar was often associated with their gods, including Baal, who was believed to reside in the sacred groves of Lebanon. The trees were seen as a divine gift, connecting the Phoenicians to their deities and the natural world. This spiritual connection added another layer of importance to the cedars, making them more than just an economic resource. The Phoenicians' reliance on cedar wood also highlights their deep understanding of sustainable practices. While they harvested these trees for trade and construction, they also recognized the need to preserve the forests for future generations. This balance between exploitation and conservation speaks to their wisdom and foresight, qualities that allowed their civilization to thrive for centuries. As we reflect on the symbolic role of the cedars of Lebanon, we see how these trees were intertwined with every aspect of Phoenician life, from their ships and temples to their myths and economy. The cedars were more than just wood. They were a symbol of the Phoenicians' ingenuity, resilience, and enduring legacy. With this in mind, we now turn to another intriguing aspect of their history, the debate over Phoenician coinage and its impact on ancient economies. Shifting our focus to the realm of trade and currency, we now explore a fascinating debate that has puzzled historians for centuries, the Phoenician coinage controversy. While the Phoenicians are widely celebrated for their maritime trade and economic prowess, the question of whether they were among the first to use coins remains shrouded in mystery. Archaeological evidence suggests that the earliest coins were minted in the ancient kingdom of Lydia, located in modern-day Turkey around the 7th century before the Common Era. However, some scholars argue that the Phoenicians may have played a pivotal role in the development of coinage, given their extensive trade networks and innovative spirit. The Phoenicians were master traders, dealing in goods like Tyrian purple, cedar wood, and glassware across the Mediterranean and beyond. Some experts believe that their need for a standardized medium of exchange could have driven them to experiment with coins. Recent discoveries in Phoenician sites such as Byblos and Sidon have unearthed small, stamped metal pieces that resemble early coins. These artifacts, often made of silver or electrum, bear markings that may indicate their use as currency. Yet the debate continues as to whether these pieces were true coins or simply tokens used in specific transactions. The lack of definitive inscriptions or widespread distribution makes it difficult to confirm their role in the Phoenician economy. The implications of this debate are significant. If the Phoenicians were indeed among the earliest coin users, it would further highlight their contributions to economic history, shaping the way societies traded and valued goods. Coinage revolutionized economies by providing a consistent and portable form of wealth, facilitating more complex and widespread trade networks. The Phoenicians, with their far-reaching influence, would have been well-positioned to spread this innovation across the ancient world. As we weigh the evidence, it's clear that the Phoenician coinage controversy adds another layer of intrigue to their legacy. Whether or not they were pioneers of coinage, their economic ingenuity and trade expertise remain undeniable. With this insight, we turn next to another remarkable aspect of their culture, the unique artistry and craftsmanship that defined their civilization. Now turning to the artistic achievements of the Phoenicians, we uncover a world of creativity that blended influences from across the ancient Mediterranean. Their art and craftsmanship were a reflection of their role as cultural mediators, weaving together elements from Egyptian, Greek, and Mesopotamian traditions to create something entirely their own. This unique style not only served as a testament to their artistic skill, but also highlighted their ability to adapt and innovate. One of the most remarkable aspects of Phoenician artistry was their metalwork. Skilled craftsmen produced intricate jewelry, weapons, and ceremonial items, often adorned with detailed engravings and inlays. Gold and silver were frequently used, showcasing their access to precious materials through trade. Their metalwork wasn't just decorative, it also held symbolic and religious significance, often featuring motifs of gods, animals, and mythological scenes. Equally impressive was their mastery of glassmaking. The Phoenicians were among the first to develop techniques for creating transparent glass, a groundbreaking innovation at the time. They produced everything from delicate glass vessels to colorful beads, which became highly sought-after trade goods. The famous Phoenician glass-blowing techniques would later influence other cultures, leaving a lasting legacy in the world of craftsmanship. Another defining feature of their artistry was their work with ivory. Carved ivory pieces, often used to decorate furniture, boxes, and ceremonial objects, displayed incredible attention to detail. These carvings frequently depicted scenes from daily life, religious rituals, and mythological stories, offering a glimpse into the Phoenician worldview. The combination of fine craftsmanship and cultural storytelling made these pieces both beautiful and meaningful. What set Phoenician art apart was its ability to blend diverse influences while maintaining a distinct identity. They borrowed elements from their neighbors but reimagined them in ways that reflected their own culture and values. This fusion of styles not only enriched their art but also made it highly desirable across the ancient world. As we marvel at the ingenuity of Phoenician craftsmanship, we're reminded of their role as cultural innovators. Their artistic achievements not only adorned their cities but also connected them to distant lands, spreading their influence far and wide. With this glimpse into their creative world, we now prepare to explore another fascinating chapter in their history. Now shifting our focus to the realm of mythology, we explore how Phoenician stories and legends left an indelible mark on Greek mythology. The Phoenicians, known for their seafaring and trade, not only exchanged goods but also ideas, stories, and cultural traditions that deeply influenced their Greek counterparts. This cultural exchange can be seen in some of the most iconic tales of Greek mythology, where Phoenician roots are unmistakable. One of the most famous examples is the myth of Europa, a Phoenician princess whose story became central to Greek lore. According to the tale, Zeus, the king of the Greek gods, transformed himself into a majestic white bull to woo Europa. Enchanted by the creature's beauty, she climbed onto its back, only for Zeus to carry her across the sea to Crete. This story not only highlights the blending of Phoenician and Greek narratives, but also underscores the Phoenician connection to Crete, a key location in their trade networks. Another striking influence is the legend of the Minotaur, the half-man, half-bull creature said to dwell in the labyrinth of Knossos. The Minotaur's origins trace back to the Phoenician god Baal, often depicted with bull-like attributes symbolizing strength and fertility. The Phoenician reverence for the bull likely inspired the Minotaur myth, merging with Greek storytelling to create a tale of terror and heroism. The Phoenician impact on Greek mythology goes beyond individual stories. Their gods and religious practices also found parallels in Greek culture. For instance, the Phoenician goddess Astarte, associated with love and fertility, bears striking similarities to the Greek goddess Aphrodite. This blending of deities reflects the broader cultural exchange between the two civilizations, shaping religious beliefs and rituals across the Mediterranean. As we delve into these mythological connections, we see how the Phoenicians acted as cultural bridges, weaving their traditions into the fabric of Greek mythology. Their stories, carried across the seas, became part of a shared heritage that continues to captivate us today. With this exploration of mythological ties, we now prepare to uncover another layer of Phoenician influence in the ancient world. Now turning to the expansive waves of the Mediterranean, we uncover how the Phoenicians became pioneers of colonization, spreading their culture and innovations far and wide. These ancient seafarers didn't just trade goods, they carried ideas, technology, and traditions to distant shores, leaving a lasting imprint on the regions they touched. From the rich soils of Cyprus to the rugged landscapes of Sardinia, the Phoenicians established colonies that became hubs of cultural exchange and economic activity. One of their earliest and most significant colonies was Cyprus, an island rich in copper, a resource highly prized in the ancient world. The Phoenicians didn't just extract these valuable materials, they introduced advanced metallurgical techniques, transforming raw copper into tools, weapons, and trade goods that circulated throughout the Mediterranean. Their presence in Cyprus also brought new architectural styles, religious practices, and even the use of the Phoenician alphabet, which began to influence local scripts. Moving westward, the Phoenicians established thriving settlements in places like Sicily and Sardinia. These colonies served as strategic outposts connecting the eastern and western Mediterranean. In Sardinia, they built fortified cities and introduced agricultural innovations such as advanced irrigation systems, which boosted local farming. The island also became a center for craftsmanship, with Phoenician artisans producing intricate pottery, jewelry, and glassware that were exported across the region. But the Phoenicians' influence wasn't limited to material goods. They also brought their religious practices, erecting temples to their gods and goddesses and spreading their spiritual beliefs. The sacred groves and shrines they established became focal points of worship, blending local traditions with Phoenician rituals. This cultural fusion shaped the identities of these colonies, creating a unique Mediterranean tapestry woven with diverse influences. Perhaps one of the most enduring legacies of Phoenician colonization was their role in spreading the use of the alphabet. As they settled new lands, they introduced their writing system, which was adapted by local populations and eventually evolved into scripts like Greek and Latin. This linguistic revolution transformed communication, record-keeping, and literature, laying the groundwork for the written traditions of the Western world. The Phoenicians' colonization efforts were not just about expanding their trade networks, they were about creating an interconnected Mediterranean world. Through their colonies, they fostered a shared cultural and technological heritage that bridged diverse societies. As we delve deeper into their legacy, we'll uncover how these ancient mariners shaped the course of history, one colony at a time. As we venture into the realm of the afterlife, we uncover the enigmatic world of the Phoenician tombs. These ancient burial sites scattered across the Mediterranean offer a fascinating glimpse into the beliefs and customs of this mysterious civilization. The Phoenicians placed great importance on the journey to the afterlife, and their tombs were meticulously designed to ensure the deceased were well prepared for what lay beyond. What makes these tombs especially intriguing are the treasures and inscriptions left behind. Many tombs were filled with exquisite jewelry, pottery, and weapons, items meant to accompany the deceased in their eternal journey. These artifacts not only showcase the Phoenicians' craftsmanship, but also provide clues about their social hierarchy and daily life. The presence of intricate gold necklaces, silver bracelets, and finely woven textiles suggests a society that valued beauty and status even in death. Beyond material wealth, the tombs also reveal the Phoenicians' spiritual beliefs. Inscriptions found on sarcophagi and funerary steles often invoke the names of their gods and goddesses, such as Baal and Astarte, asking for protection and favor in the afterlife. These texts, written in the Phoenician script, are among the earliest examples of their writing in a religious context, offering insights into their prayers, rituals, and worldview. One of the most striking features of Phoenician tombs is their architectural diversity. Some were simple rock-cut chambers, while others were elaborate underground structures adorned with carvings and frescoes. In places like Sidon and Tyre, archaeologists have discovered multi-chambered tombs that could house entire families, reflecting the importance of kinship and lineage in Phoenician culture. The mystery deepens when we consider the rituals associated with these burials. Evidence suggests that the Phoenicians practiced both inhumation and cremation, with the choice depending on local traditions or personal preferences. In some cases, the remains were placed in clay urns, while in others, they were laid to rest in stone sarcophagi. These practices highlight the adaptability and diversity of Phoenician culture, even in matters of death. As we piece together these fragments of the past, the Phoenician tombs remind us of a civilization that was deeply connected to both the material and spiritual worlds. Through their burial practices, they left behind a legacy that continues to captivate and inspire, offering us a window into a time when life and death were intertwined in profound and mysterious ways. With this exploration of their tombs, we prepare to delve into the complex relationship between the Phoenicians and their neighbors, uncovering the ties that bound them to the ancient Israelites. Turning our gaze to the Eastern Mediterranean, we uncover the intricate and fascinating relationship between the Phoenicians and the Israelites. Though often viewed as separate civilizations, these two peoples shared a bond that was both practical and profound, shaped by trade, politics, and cultural exchange. At the heart of this connection was trade. The Phoenicians, known for their maritime expertise, established lucrative trade routes that brought them into regular contact with the Israelites. One of the most significant commodities exchanged was cedar wood from Lebanon, prized for its quality and durability. This wood was used in the construction of the Temple of Solomon in Jerusalem, a project that highlights the close cooperation between the two cultures. The Phoenicians not only supplied the materials but also shared their architectural knowledge, leaving a lasting mark on one of the most iconic structures in ancient history. Beyond trade, there were political alliances that strengthened their ties. The marriage of King Ahab of Israel to Jezebel, a Phoenician princess from Sidon, is perhaps the most famous example of this partnership. This union brought Phoenician cultural and religious influences into the Israelite court, though it also sparked controversy and resistance among those who viewed these foreign traditions as a threat to their own identity. Cultural exchange between the two peoples was extensive and multifaceted. The Phoenician alphabet, which we've already explored as a revolutionary development, influenced the writing systems of the Israelites, shaping the way they recorded their history and religious texts. Similarly, artistic styles and techniques traveled between the two regions, with Phoenician craftsmen leaving their mark on Israelite artifacts and vice versa. Yet, this relationship was not without its tensions. The introduction of Phoenician religious practices, such as the worship of Baal, often clashed with the monotheistic faith of the Israelites. This cultural friction is vividly depicted in biblical narratives, where figures like the prophet Elijah emerge as fierce opponents of Phoenician religious influence. Despite these conflicts, the Phoenician-Israelite connection remains a testament to the power of interaction between ancient civilizations. Through trade, alliances, and cultural exchange, they shaped each other's histories in ways that continue to resonate today. As we reflect on this complex relationship, we prepare to delve into one of the most controversial mysteries of the Phoenician legacy, the possibility of their voyages to the New World. Now, as we venture into uncharted waters, we turn our attention to one of the most intriguing and debated mysteries of the Phoenician legacy, the possibility of their voyages to the New World. Could these masterful navigators, known for their daring sea expeditions, have crossed the Atlantic long before Columbus? The idea might seem far-fetched, but there are clues and theories that have sparked intense debate among historians and archaeologists. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from inscriptions found in the Americas that some claim resemble Phoenician writing. For example, the famous Los Lunas Decalogue stone in New Mexico bears what appears to be an ancient script similar to Phoenician. While skeptics argue that these inscriptions could be modern forgeries or misinterpretations, others see them as potential proof of early Phoenician presence in the region. Another theory revolves around the discovery of amphorae, ancient storage jars off the coast of Brazil. These jars resemble those used by the Phoenicians for transporting goods, leading some to speculate that Phoenician ships may have reached South America. However, without definitive proof of their origin, this remains a topic of heated discussion. The Phoenicians' advanced shipbuilding and navigation skills make these theories plausible. Their ships, designed for long voyages, could have potentially crossed the Atlantic with the right conditions. Additionally, their knowledge of ocean currents and celestial navigation might have enabled them to undertake such ambitious journeys. Yet, the lack of concrete archaeological evidence keeps this idea in the realm of speculation. Critics argue that if the Phoenicians had indeed reached the Americas, there would be more substantial traces of their presence, such as settlement remains or artifacts with clear Phoenician origins. Despite the controversy, this theory invites us to reconsider the capabilities and ambitions of the ancient Phoenicians. Whether or not they reached the New World, their legacy as fearless explorers and pioneers of maritime trade continues to inspire curiosity and wonder. As we reflect on this bold possibility, we prepare to shift our focus to another fascinating aspect of Phoenician ingenuity, their knowledge of astronomy and its role in their legendary navigation skills. Now turning to the stars, we uncover another layer of the Phoenicians' remarkable legacy, their mastery of astronomy and navigation. Their voyages across vast seas were guided not just by skill and courage, but by a deep understanding of the night sky. This knowledge allowed them to traverse the Mediterranean and beyond with remarkable precision, even in an era without modern technology. The Phoenicians relied on celestial navigation, studying the positions of stars to determine their direction and location. The North Star, or Polaris, played a crucial role in their voyages, serving as a fixed point in the sky to help them stay on course. By observing the star's movements, they could calculate their latitude and chart their path across open waters. Some historians suggest that the Phoenicians may have used early astronomical tools to aid their navigation. While direct evidence is scarce, it's plausible that they employed devices similar to the astrolabe or quadrant, which later civilizations used to measure the angles of celestial bodies. These tools would have enabled them to make more accurate calculations and reduce the risks of long-distance voyages. Their knowledge of the stars was complemented by an understanding of ocean currents and wind patterns. By combining celestial navigation with practical maritime skills, the Phoenicians became the greatest sailors of their time. This dual expertise allowed them to explore new territories, establish trade routes, and connect distant cultures in ways that shaped the ancient world. Yet the true extent of their astronomical knowledge remains a mystery. Did they create detailed star maps or develop advanced techniques that have since been lost to history? The lack of surviving records leaves much to the imagination, but their achievements speak volumes about their ingenuity. As we marvel at their celestial skills, we prepare to delve into the final chapter of the Phoenician saga, examining the factors that led to their decline and the lasting impact they left on the world. Shifting our focus to the final chapter of the Phoenician story, we explore the factors that led to the decline of this once thriving civilization. Despite their ingenuity and global influence, the Phoenicians faced a series of challenges that gradually eroded their power. One of the most significant factors was the rise of competing empires, particularly Rome. As Rome expanded its dominance across the Mediterranean, it sought to control the lucrative trade routes that the Phoenicians had mastered. The Punic Wars between Rome and Carthage, a powerful Phoenician colony, marked a turning point. Carthage's eventual defeat in the Third Punic War dealt a devastating blow to Phoenician influence, leaving Rome as the undisputed power in the region. In addition to external pressures, the Phoenicians faced internal struggles. Over time, many Phoenician cities were absorbed into larger empires, leading to a gradual assimilation of their culture and traditions. The spread of Hellenistic and Roman customs further diluted their unique identity, making it difficult to maintain their societal cohesion. Natural disasters and economic challenges also played a role. Some Phoenician cities, like Tyre and Sidon, suffered from earthquakes and other calamities that weakened their infrastructure and disrupted trade. Economic competition from other maritime powers further strained their resources, making it harder to sustain their once thriving trade networks. Yet, the legacy of the Phoenicians endured long after their decline. Their innovations in navigation, shipbuilding, and trade continued to influence the Mediterranean world. Even as their cities fell under foreign rule, their contributions to language, culture, and technology left an indelible mark on history. As we reflect on their decline, we're reminded that even the most powerful civilizations are shaped by the forces of time and change. The Phoenician story is not just one of loss but also of resilience and lasting impact, setting the stage for the next chapter of our exploration, the enduring legacy they left on modern culture. Now turning to the lasting impact of the Phoenicians, we uncover how their legacy continues to shape modern culture in surprising and profound ways. One of their most enduring contributions is the alphabet, which laid the foundation for many of the writing systems we use today. From Greek and Latin scripts to modern European languages, the Phoenician alphabet revolutionized communication, making it easier to record and share knowledge. Even in the digital age, this ancient innovation remains at the heart of how we write and express ideas. In the world of art, the Phoenicians left behind a rich tapestry of craftsmanship that still inspires. Their distinctive blend of Egyptian, Greek, and Mesopotamian styles created a unique artistic identity. Today, artifacts like intricately carved ivories and beautifully crafted glassware offer a glimpse into their creative mastery. These works not only highlight their skill but also remind us of the cultural exchanges that shaped the ancient Mediterranean. Maritime traditions also bear the mark of Phoenician ingenuity. Their advanced shipbuilding techniques and navigation methods set the standard for centuries of seafaring. Modern sailors and explorers owe a debt to the Phoenicians, who pioneered the use of the stars for navigation and designed ships that could withstand the challenges of the open sea. Their spirit of exploration lives on in the quest to understand and connect with the wider world. Even in language, echoes of Phoenician culture can still be heard. Words related to trade, navigation, and craftsmanship often trace their roots back to Phoenician terms, a testament to their influence on global commerce and communication. As we reflect on the Phoenician legacy, it's clear that their contributions were not confined to their time. From the alphabet to the arts and from maritime traditions to language, their innovations continue to shape our world in ways that might surprise us. Their story is a reminder that the past is never truly lost. It lives on in the foundations of the present. As we delve into the next layer of Phoenician history, a fascinating question arises: what can modern science tell us about their origins and connections to today's world? Recent genetic studies have begun to unlock the mystery of Phoenician DNA, offering surprising insights into their ancestry and their enduring legacy in modern populations. Researchers have analyzed ancient remains from Phoenician sites across the Mediterranean, comparing them with the DNA of people living in regions once influenced by their culture. What they've discovered is a genetic thread that links the ancient Phoenicians to populations in Lebanon, Cyprus, Malta, and even parts of Spain and North Africa. This genetic continuity suggests that the Phoenician influence wasn't just cultural or economic, but also biological, as their descendants carried their lineage far beyond their homeland. These findings also shed light on the Phoenicians' role as a bridge between different ancient civilizations, mixing and mingling with the people they encountered during their extensive trade and colonization efforts. Yet the story doesn't end there. Some studies hint at even broader connections, raising intriguing questions about Phoenician migrations and their possible impact on populations as far away as the British Isles and the Atlantic coast. While these theories remain debated, they add another layer to the mystery of who the Phoenicians really were and how their journey shaped the genetic map of the ancient world. As science continues to uncover these hidden connections, we're reminded that the Phoenician story is still being written one strand of DNA at a time. As we draw the threads of this exploration together, it's clear that the Phoenicians were far more than just traders or sailors. They were architects of mystery, shaping the ancient world in ways we're still unraveling today. From the origins of their alphabet that laid the foundation for modern writing, to the secrets of their legendary purple dye and the advanced shipbuilding techniques that made them masters of the seas, each of these 25 mysteries offers a glimpse into a civilization that left an indelible mark on history. We've journeyed through the rise and fall of their great cities like Tyre and Sidon, explored their far-reaching trade routes, and even speculated on their possible voyages to the New World. Their religious practices, from the sacred groves to the enigmatic cults of Baal and Astarte, reveal a deeply spiritual people whose beliefs influenced cultures across the Mediterranean. And as modern science uncovers the secrets of their DNA, we're reminded that the Phoenician legacy is still alive in the genetic fabric of populations around the globe. These mysteries aren't just historical curiosities, they're windows into a world that shaped our own in profound and lasting ways. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the enigmatic world of the Phoenicians, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Which of these 25 mysteries fascinated you the most? And if you're eager for more journeys into the past, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our next historical adventure. Until then, keep exploring and remember, history is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered.